Yeah, I just had to. This is like this is the third video, but yeah, it's crazy. Cause like it's like basically two actors, like a kid and Michael K. Williams. They basically died within the same week. Cause it's like really weird too. Well, that's another topic too. Cause yeah, it just feels like cause like when Kobe died too. Kobe Bryant. Pretty sure everybody knows about him. But yeah, Kobe Bryant when he died, the Rock's father died too, and another I don't know if he was a coach, but another somebody of that was like really big in the entertainment world or the sports. They died as well. So it's like you gotta pay attention. People don't really pay attention to things like that, and they're not really aware. I wasn't aware too, but yeah, I try to like keep an open mind to be aware of that. Because you can't really turn a blind eye to those, especially when it has to. You could be the next one to fall to that particular, to follow down the same path. But yeah, like it's not. Obviously not. It's not the first time we saw. We heard about or just like heard about or saw an actor, musician, basically like any celeb of who got famous of being like off of, from dying from drugs, whether it be like drugs or alcohol abuse, just anything, depression, because of what they go through daily on being ridiculed, I mean it's even worse now because you got social media. Wow, and it's just like really ridiculous because now you have social media. And like I can't blame like because many of them do turn off daily the comments, whether it be like or like Instagram or Twitter, because yeah they'll be berated like for no reason too, whether it's just they're just like just whether they're not in like controversy 24/7, like they'll just be berated just because like who they are, and people's like very envious. Yeah, that's what they go through that on it's like very hard to go through that on a daily basis. You know, that's why I mean I know like we probably like some of us will probably like still like half of us probably have a name, but that's why like I don't really care or I mean I have channels like yeah started these channels now, but yeah I don't really like give a damn about that because that's not the focal point. But even if it was, like I'm not focused on being like famous because yeah that causes it's like you get. I mean I'll probably be like eventually because like I'm being like a cook. I'm going into being like a cook, but yeah it's like in everything. It's like you go through like ridicule 24/7 being being a celeb, someone of known status. And and people like to just try to play victim and like try to like say that celebs have it all and they should be grateful, but at the same time they're not grateful for what they have, and they torture. That's why they torture everybody else for it. Hip, people like that's why people like to be hypocrites. So yeah, that's like a lot of celebs have lost their lives. This is not the first time that this in this particular timeline that it happened. It's happened to Michael Jackson. I mean, I know he didn't actually use drugs, but I'm just like saying like he used prescription, and prescription drugs is still drugs, and he used prescription drugs to get through that. He was being used. That's why I say like the cost of good fame, because he was being used near like the end of his. I mean, he was being used all his life, but he like yep. I heard like every time Michael turned around, he was being used by every and anybody. Just that's why anybody. That's why like it's a shame too, because I would have expected I was like he absolutely hit like got married to a couple of people, but they wasn't together for any. Even like the woman he tried to get married to, they wasn't even together for like didn't even go past 5 years. Excuse me, real quick. Excuse me for a moment. Trying to catch my breath. Yeah, so yeah, even he he wasn't even married to anybody like going past 5 years. So that's very sad also because yeah, it's like how could he being like who he is? It's going to be like extremely hard to find a woman that's after you for just pure emotion and being there just because she finds you like attractive because of your mindset and where you're at and how much you care for her. But you got, of course, now you got it's more noticeable now. You got more, especially because of social media. Like you'll be with you won't even damn near find out. Like you're with somebody for like probably could be like 5 years, like 3 years, 5 years, shit, even like 8 years, and you won't find out they're using you until like damn near basically like yo you wasted all this time with them, and that's why like I'm very like much aware of wasting time because yeah a lot of people don't notice that, but yeah it's time goes and you can't get that time back. Once you give time to, especially to somebody, that time is never coming back. So that's another topic too, but I just wanted to say that. So that's because Michael has been used all his life, and he's let people like take it away, and they've never given it back. But yeah, another person that that's just died. Just more have been died from before that is Prince. He's been vocal about that. I mean, I haven't heard any videos, interviews, but yeah, he's like that's what happened. You heard that from his death, or you heard people close to Prince come out about that he was in a lot of pain, and he didn't show it. I guess because being like someone of his status, like kind of like he was like a bad boy. That's why he didn't mostly show his like emotions. I guess and that's another thing why just because you have a personality to the world, or just because a man in general, that doesn't mean because I don't give a like I could give I can give two F's. I show emotion whatever because I'm me. I'm gonna show emotion. I can give a damn about anybody else thinking that's soft, or just because I'm a man and I gotta no, I'm gonna be me and be me. And if you want to be around that just because, all right. But yeah, that's very bad. Just not to not show emotion or keep all that bottled up because that leads to that's a fast one of the most fast ways to depression and possibly death. So yeah, just because somebody don't, especially you're a man, or just like if you want to be emotional, basically, yeah, don't let anybody you know just try to berate you or try to put you down because you're always that's who you are. That's like kind of who you are. You always show emotion, and yeah, just push me to the side and be like, okay. Then when you come around somebody else and they don't show emotion for you, or just like show plain emotion just for being you or human, then yeah, tell me to try to come back to me, which will never happen. So, but yeah, another like actor who died from that. It's like many, like I said, like many like people, celebs have died too from whether it be drugs and alcohol. Basically, the cost, other parts of the cost of fame is like I don't know if y'all know him, like Jimi Hendrix, or like the ones you're probably familiar with, or the ones you're probably familiar with.